Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.
Today we're going to be talking about boys, men, male species kind of thing. And more specifically, why have I never had a boyfriend?
Women are scared because the rent is due. These were the same individuals that said that, hey guys, we don't want you, we don't need you, and we can do bad all without you. But now they're finding themselves in considerable trouble as the rent is due and they don't know how to pay for it. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of women suddenly realizing that the rent is due and that they are not going to be able to cover the cost of it. Today's video comes from Maria Shabalin. Her channel will be linked in the description of the video so that you can go and check it out. Don't forget to follow us on Rumble, which is linked in the description because you never really know what can happen on this platform. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
Hello internet, hello friends, hello everyone on here. Today we're going to be talking about boys, men, male species kind of thing. And more specifically, why have I never had a boyfriend? That's a great question. And I think I know the answer just because there is a pattern that I've realized throughout my life. So I'm just going to share that today. We're going to start my earliest memories of boys. Always really liked them. Always really wanted to be with them. Very obsessed. Yeah, and early life, like, it was reciprocated. Like, I had a dacha, and my friend Julia, she always like talks about like this relationship that I had with one of the boys. I think his name was like Mark or something. We were like in love with each other. I have a memory of us kissing under a cherry tree, but I don't know if that's real. Like, if that was a dream that I had or if that actually happened. Like, mind you, I was like 4. That's so scandalous, but that was early life. Like, I think it was reciprocated, even though like he was really mean to me. Like, I kind of like we just like meshed well in that regard. I was just like, oh my god, you're such a bad boy, and it was wonderful. Yeah, so then I remember I have this memory. I don't even know what this video is. It's so weird. But it's like funny. Okay, I think it's funny. Just because like I don't ever talk about this with like strangers and people on the internet, so it's like pretty funny. But then I have this memory of like, I don't know what happened. All I remember is like going up to like a boy and looking right in his eyes and saying and singing "It's Too Late to Apologize" by, I think it's, who wrote that? I don't even remember who wrote that. If you don't know that song, it goes like, "It's too late to apologize. It's too late." Yeah. So yeah, that happened. I think he like did something to me, and my response was just like look him dead in the eye, like grab him and literally sing "It's Too Late to Apologize." Just sing the chorus for him. I mean, this is who I am. It makes sense. I'm an artist. I'm a visionary. I am creative. I am like that was like a creative kind of response. So I'll give myself that one, check plus. Then what? I did have a boyfriend, right? So I can't say I never had a boyfriend. I had a boyfriend in 5th grade, and I broke up with him because I was like, what is the point of us dating? I don't understand the difference between us being friends and dating. Very, smart of me. It's just like, what is gonna happen? We're in 5th grade. So I broke up with him, and that was my first and only boyfriend. Middle school. This is where the pattern starts to like unravel itself. So in middle school, I literally liked one boy all throughout middle school. He was in my class, and we stayed in this class for 3 years together. And I just was like in love with him, like everything about him. Like, I was obsessed. Like, when he got a haircut, I was like, yes, like, oh my god, I love that. And he was like a bad boy, so I was like super into that. It was like pretty funny. At least I thought he was. I don't know what he thought of himself or what anybody else thought about him, but I was like, he's a bad boy. That's so cute. So that's pattern. But yeah, I was in love with him all of middle school, and I never told him, and I never like said anything. I think I always tried to like hint it, but like I was always like kind of like, I don't chase, I attract kind of vibes, even in middle school. So yeah, and then like by the end of 8th grade, so middle school is like 6th to 8th grade. By the end of 8th grade, I started like making out with one of his friends, and he was like, how could you do this to me? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I've liked you, I've loved you for like all of middle school. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And yeah, so that never really took off. And you know, I had a lot of heartbreak around that time. That was also when I got like really famous. So obviously lots of people gave me attention. But I just had such a bad time with like that, like his friend, like he was like really rude and like disrespectful and an a-hole for like a 13-year-old. And his other friend, yeah, it was like the whole friend group. I was like, damn, Maria, okay. But that was pretty interesting.
Guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my crypto blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen. One of the most important things that I heard a guy say once, and it's actually pretty recently, is that once a man learns how to control his lust and desire, once a man learns how to be alone and gets over his fear of being alone, he will quickly see just how boring most modern women are, specifically in Western society. They have nothing of real value to bring to the table. They have nothing of substance. They're just basically there wanting to be entertained. It's a very, very interesting thing. You see, they're not forced to develop their personalities. You know, I saw a video on what do you call that, on Twitter, X, and I should have saved it. Maybe I did save it, but I didn't. I don't have it. The point is, it was a comedian. And then as I think about it now, I probably wouldn't even be able to show you the video because it was a comedian's video, and then there's the whole copyright thing. But I'll describe it to you. Basically, the comedian is a white woman, and she starts joking about the fact that, back in the old days, which was like 10 years ago, women who were overweight usually had sparkling and want nice personalities because they had to compensate for the fact that they were overweight. And I'm just this was a part of the joke. And she said that, if you're an attractive woman or even semi attractive, you can basically get away with almost anything. The more attractive you are as a woman, the more you can get away with. Very attractive women can pretty much get away with almost anything. We know it's true. But she then went on to say that today everything is now changed, where you have women who once they had to develop their personalities no longer have to develop their personalities. She said she basically referenced overweight white women. She said they no longer have to develop their personalities because now you have black guys telling them that they're beautiful and special just the way they are. So now every woman is a 10. And then she said something along the lines of, she was like, "Listen, Felicia, and referring to a white woman, Caucasian woman who's overweight. She's like, "Listen, Felicia, you didn't really, when it came to marrying Terrence, you really didn't have many options. All right, you didn't really have a choice." And then she said, and then she basically said, "And listen, Terrence, stop going around saying that, telling Felicia and women like Felicia that they're beautiful and special and perfect like this, because let's be realistic. When we have a look at you, you really didn't have much of a choice either." And it's so true. It is so true. You'll often see these dudes. Will almost never see a dude, you know, who is in shape, taking care of himself, about his business, making money, focused on himself, going out there and getting into a relationship with someone like this. It's always these dudes who they're, kind of basic, and they're not really trying that hard in life. And it's like this is how they live their lives. You'll have a lot of Pookies, or you'll have a lot of, or Terrence. Exactly. These guys like this, who are like, they're not really doing much. But the point I'm trying to make is that previously women had to develop their personalities. And the further back you go, before, especially like the modern day age, like, to the 70s and 60s, women, it was normal for you to find an attractive woman who had a good personality. Now that's extremely rare because women in Western society no longer have to develop their personalities because they're told that they're special and perfect, and they can have any man that they want, and don't let anyone tell them anything different. I've been warning you guys for quite some time that hard times are on the horizon. Extremely hard times are on the horizon. And this is something that modern women, they don't want to face. They do not want to face the reality about it, that harsh times are coming, and they're not ready for it. I've said it already that a lot of these individuals, a lot of people are going to find themselves in Tent City. And it's going to be a nightmare in Tent City. Guys, think about it. The financial world is transforming at lightning speed, and the opportunity to build life-changing wealth is vanishing fast. And I've talked about it plenty of times, and many of you are dancing around the subject. Bitcoin has skyrocketed past $90,000, and it's already gone beyond. It's already gone over 100,000. And if that wasn't a wake up call for you, I don't know what is. It's already out of reach for most people, but there's one specific cryptocurrency still poised to explode 100 times or even 1,000 times in the coming bull run. And I'm telling you right now, guys, this is your last chance before the masses catch on. It really is. With Donald Trump confirming a $1 trillion US crypto investment as a national wealth reserve, you can't really afford to ignore this moment. And at Angry's Crypto Academy, we'll teach you everything you need to know, from buying and selling cryptocurrency anonymously to creating a decentralized bank account. Even if you know nothing about crypto, we'll guide you every step of the way. The clock is ticking, and this cryptocurrency won't stay under the radar for long. Don't miss your chance. Join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Uncover the one crypto that can make you rich. Click the link in description to get started, guys. I'm telling you, you're going to regret it. Tent City is a nightmare, and y'all can't handle Tent City. You can't handle Tyrone because Tyrone is the king of Tent City. And when he's hungry, he's gonna eat. When he's thirsty, he's gonna drink. When Tyrone wants some loving, he's gonna get some loving, and he will rule Tent City with an iron fist because that's his house. That's his house.
Interesting time. I just like, after that, I was like, no, I don't want to get my heart broken. Like, and I was like 13, 14, going into high school. I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to get my heart broken, like, yada, yada. But then I went into high school and I just attached myself to one of these, like a boy. Well, I can't even speak English, of course. This happens every video, but whatever. I attached myself to a boy very strongly, and I was like, I really like him. It was because he was tall. That was literally the only reason. I thought he was cute and tall. And yeah, and that lasted literally throughout all of high school, and I never said anything. I never even made it known. Okay, I tried to make it known, but the way I like tried to make it known was just like not how you're supposed to do it. Oh my god, I just like obsessed from a distance, which is like the same thing that happened in middle school. So like, do you understand the pattern that we have? It's obsessed from a distance. You know, and I've tried to rectify that. I've tried to like change my ways, but then I actually got rejected when I actually told the person I liked that I liked them. So maybe it was good that I never told these guys that I liked them, even though the first one in middle school, it would have worked out if I told him because he liked me back. But then I don't know what happened with the high school guy. Anyway, what am I even talking about? Yeah, so then, yeah. Yeah, so like, what is the point of this video? Why have I never had a boyfriend? Because I'm obsessed from a distance. And, you know, lots of people have made advances towards me, but I genuinely really like conversation. Like, if you can't give me a good conversation, if you're not like specifically the person I'm obsessed with for like all of eternity, then I don't want you. No, I just have like, my standards are very high, to be honest. I need you to first be on my level, like attractiveness wise. Like, I've tried to date down, it just has not worked. Like, they will still fuck you over. They will still not want to commit to you. They will still want to just like drag you through the mud and like toss your body into a ditch. I don't even know what I'm saying, but yeah, that's how it feels like.
Do you remember what I told you earlier about, you know, the joke from the comedian who joked about, you know, overweight women not having to develop their personalities, women who are not beautiful having to develop their personalities, who are not as attractive? Now, there you go. You have pretty much every modern woman believing that they're a 10 and having these extremely high standards. And it's like they don't realize, you know, what class they're in. They think that they're supposed to go and land a Brad Pitt. You know, they're supposed to be able to go and land a guy with beautiful cheekbones and all of these other qualities. The truth of the matter is that these modern women, they want men who don't want them, and then they have to meet all of these various criterias, and then a lot of the time, once the guy even shows interest in them, they suddenly no longer like them. The reason why is because women like the chase. They like the idea of being in love. They like the idea of being with a specific person, but they don't actually want to be with that person. They have the idea that they created in their minds of who this person is, but the moment that this person is human and opens up to them, they suddenly no longer like them anymore. It's a form of immaturity. I'm going to tell you guys something, you know, just a little story that Soraya has talked about in her videos. And I played the video before. You know, I definitely need to collaborate with Soraya again. It's unbelievable how much she's grown in just the last year. But, you know, she talked about when she met her husband. She talked about when she was growing up. When she was growing up, I believe she grew up in Germany. She's a German woman, but she's of Turkish descent. All right. And she talked about growing up in Germany, and I believe she would spend time with her aunt, her and her cousins, maybe female family members that she grew up with, siblings, cousins, whatever. And she would spend time and with the aunt, and her aunt would like put on MTV, and I might be butchering the story, or VH1, and there would be like, there'd be those black guys on there, like, the hip hop culture and stuff. And her aunt would say, come on, girls, like, shake your hips like this, dance like this, blah, blah, blah. And of course, so she grew up listening to this kind of music, and she wanted one of these men. She wanted a man from the culture that had this type of look and feel. And when she came to the United States, you know, she she met her husband. And the crazy thing is that her husband basically told her, I think like right away, that he liked her. And she said, why would she? And she liked him right away. When she saw him, she liked him. And he told her like right away, like, I like you. And a lot of women at that point will say, oh, I don't like you anymore. So Raya's response was, that's what I wanted. I wanted this man. Why would I Why would I start acting like I don't like this man when, or I don't want this man when he tells me that he likes me? Okay. That's what I want. So now I have to keep this man. And, she basically, they started dating. And then at some point, he ends up going to visit her in Germany. And she found the money to basically take care of him while he was over there, which is crazy. Yet again, she wanted this man. And she's been together with this guy now for I think like 20 years or almost 20 years, somewhere in that vicinity between knowing him and being married to him. And she continues to work to keep her man.
It doesn't matter like what they look like, so I'm just like, okay, if it doesn't matter, they're still gonna treat you the same. I might as well like have a supermodel just like me. So anyway, my standards are high. You have to like make me laugh, you have to like be attractive, you have to just vibe with me. It's all about the vibes. And I've never really found anyone except like one person who I thought would like vibe with me, but they rejected me like multiple times. So I just like have to just stop obsessing from a distance. It's like really hard though. I guess like that's just the way I was shown love when I was growing up, from a distance. Yeah, thanks mom and dad, but whatever. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I'm just like I'm like fine, like alone, like I don't have a problem, but I'm thinking long term, like it would be nice to start a family with someone one day and like actually like be in love would be nice. But I'm not like hoping and praying. I'm not like hoping and praying for it. I'm just like, I'm gonna do my own thing because I'm trying to build an empire. Like I'm trying to like, I have big dreams for myself, so I need to like I have things to do, if you catch my drift. So it's like boyfriend isn't like my number one priority. I think when I was really insecure, like last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that, I was like, boyfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend. Oh my God, I want a boyfriend. But now I'm just like, listen, if he comes, that's great. But if he doesn't, whatever. Like I got shit to do. Like I look good, I'm sexy, I got the best friends. I'm gonna build my life and make it so freaking awesome that people will be talking about me 500 years after I'm dead. That's the type of legacy I'm trying to leave here. You understand what I'm saying? So I got shit to do. I ain't playing around. Like if you're not coming with the right energy, like I don't want you. So why do I not have a boyfriend? Because I'm awesome. End of story. Because I'm too cool for school. All right? And nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. Genuinely, that's also the reason.
Modern women can't keep a man. They don't even realize they cannot keep a man. So many women only have that have husbands. They only have a husband, still have a husband, because this man cannot leave the relationship easily. If it was if he could walk out of that relationship and it was a state where basically whatever you brought into, if it was basically a system where whatever you brought into the marriage you leave with, whatever you create in the marriage you leave with. So for example, whatever money I've brought into the marriage, whatever money I've earned while in the marriage, I leave with that. And there's some countries like Mexico, some places in Africa where they have that kind of marriage. A lot of men would leave these relationships if they didn't have a child support system where they could extract wealth and resources from you indefinitely, like in some countries. That's exactly how it would work out. Most men, if they're in a relationship with a woman and they don't have to worry about losing half of everything if they divorce her, they get to keep all of their stuff, and they don't have to worry about paying child support if they leave her. Most men would just pick up and leave. Not only would they pick up and leave, if they had brothers, friends, it would be over. These men would literally come into their houses like, all right, buddy, all right, buddy, it's time to go. All right, this is the moving crew. We're here to get your stuff, and it's time to go. Let's go. They would literally move him because it would be over. It would. There are a lot of the reasons why women even some of these women still have relationships, still have marriages. Is just most of these women is only because men cannot leave very easily. Because once they are in a relationship, it's very hard for a man to leave, while it's very easy for a woman to leave. When a man leaves, he loses. Or when a man leaves, or a woman leaves him, he loses half of his stuff, if not more, and he becomes a slave for at least 18 years or more as a result of child support and alimony. When a woman leaves, she leaves with half his stuff and she takes, and then she will continue to get access to his wealth and resources for the next 18 years or more. Okay? And on top of it, there's his reputation, which he can damage, and a lot of women do that. This is why so many men walk away, from dating and relationships and never look back because it's just not worth it for them. I actually have another video. This one comes from Ariel Fitz. Her channel will be linked in the description so that you can go and check her out. I think she might actually be a singer. I don't know. That's what it's marked as singing, but I don't know. But anyway, her video is titled 28-year-old and never had a boyfriend. What single life is really like. So we're gonna go ahead and check this video out because it's basically something that a lot of women are putting up. But it's interesting because they're like, never had a boyfriend, but that doesn't mean that you don't. If you notice, they don't say I've never been. I've never been physically intimate. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
Hey, I am back with another video, as promised. Another rant, another talk, another unstructured video. But you know what? I'm glad you guys are liking it because I'm just loving not editing. It's because I always have to edit my short form content, which, yes, I'm still making my short form content. This is just a different leg. So today, we're talking about, well, I'm pretty sure the title done said it, 28 years, not a man in sight. Just gonna talk about my experience, how it feels, what it's like, why I am still single after 28 years, never had a boyfriend, never really dated anybody, and why I'm actually very cool with it. I know I should be probably boo-hooing it. Oh, poor me. Nah. Okay. So let's I don't even know how to have this discussion because I promised y'all in the last video that I would talk about it, and I'm actually not sure how to start it. So, okay. Yeah, how do you even chaotic as usual. How do you even start this? So yeah, I'm 28 years old. I have gone through a lot of phases in my, I guess I can't say dating life because I don't have a dating life, but I guess in like that realm, the realm of dating. And oh, if you all hear frying, by the way, I'm frying some fish and making some rice. So that's probably what the noise is. Maybe I should move away from it so you can hear me good. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a girl. Okay, my nails broke. Don't laugh at me. I'm just a girl, and I've been through the whole wanting a boyfriend and then being like, forget men, I don't want one, and then being like, a husband could be nice, and then going through oh, absolutely not. I'm staying single for the rest of my life. So yeah, I've been through all those phases. I have talked to people, but I can never get past a talking stage, guys. Oh my gosh. I cannot get past talking stages. And I have no energy in me for another talking stage. I've had probably like in total, I've had in my life, okay, I probably had 1, 2, 3. 3 talking stages in my full 3.5. Probably, and it's never gone anywhere. And it's because honestly, like I know what I want. And I'm actually really bad at ignoring red flags. I'm extremely terrible at it. I don't know how girls do it. And let's be for real. I was talking with my girls. And I was like, no, even my boys too. I was talking with my friends and I was like, guys, hear me out on this. I had like one of those moments where I was kind of just like chilling at home and just thinking about random stuff. And then I had this thought like, the reason why most people are in relationships is because they're a little delusional. You know what I mean? And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. Like, it takes, even eventually when I'm in a relationship, it's going to take a measure of delusion for me to actually be like, this person is going to make me happy. This person is going to be the person for me. I think it takes a certain measure of delusion. Or maybe, no, I said it to my mom, and my mom was like, I think you're looking for, like, the word you're looking for is faith. And I was like, I guess. But, like, guys, I'm just talking, okay? I'm sorry if this doesn't make psychological sense. But I feel like it's low-key delusion. And hear me out. The reason why I say that is because most relationships that obviously do not work end up working in the end is because someone saw something. They like you, but then they saw something that they did not like. And they saw that that something was actually problematic, but they chose to believe that somehow that something was just going to disappear and you were going to live a life of bliss. That is what I call delusion. And that is what I unfortunately do not have. Like, I remember, and my thing is so bad, like, I could like someone bad. I could like someone bad one day, and then the next day, they just say something, not even that bad, or they do something not that bad, and I'm like, oh, I don't, and then the like is gone. Like, my cousin says I have a serious problem, and I'm considering maybe I do, but I could really stop liking someone in an instant. Like, it takes just one word. It takes one gesture. It takes one action. And I'm like, ooh, I don't think I like this person anymore. And it's really bad, which is why I'm kind of scared of talking to people too, because I really don't want to ever hurt anybody. Like, I don't want to like get in a situation where I sincerely like a person and then I just don't like them the next day. Because I know I'm like that. I'm very careful. I do not talk to a lot of people. That's why I probably had like 3.5 talking stages, and they haven't really gone anywhere. And they weren't long. Oh, I forgot that guy. That includes, yeah. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say because, like, how do you even talk about this? I just know what I want. And it's very hard for me to ignore things. I can't ignore it. For example, I was talking to this one guy that I really, really liked. I cannot lie. Like, I really, really liked him. And I was like, oh, did I find the one? That didn't last long. It lasted a few weeks. But either way, I was like, oh my gosh, I really like this guy. And then it just took him to start doing like this one simple thing. Like he just, how do I say this nicely? He kind of just talked too much. And I'm like, I know I'm crazy behind the camera. I'm loud. I'm like full of energy behind the camera. But if you meet me in real life, everybody who knows me knows I'm pretty chill. Like I don't talk a lot, especially when I'm out. Like I'm a quiet girl, and I'm extremely attracted to men who don't talk a lot.
I'm extremely attracted to guys who don't talk a lot. Guys, do you see what men are putting up with? You basically have to be this toy that she can model in any way. And if there's one thing she doesn't like about you, doesn't matter how small, that's it. So if you don't, guys, if you don't talk enough, you don't communicate enough. If you talk too much, then you can't. That she can't stand you, guys. This is a person who wanted someone who didn't want that. This is someone who wants someone who doesn't want them. It's just a continuous amount of games and nonsense, and then they put the videos online so that the Sims will come in and tell them that they're special and beautiful and wonderful just the way they are, and they're going to get the exact man that they want, and God's going to give it to them, give this person to them. Guys, a lot of these individuals are going to find themselves in tent city. They're going to find themselves in extraordinary amounts of poverty. Very hard times are coming, and they're going to blame men for it. I've heard people say that everyone is going to be living in poverty in 10 years. The reality is that, and I've said this already, the average man can live in a shoebox happily at the side of the road. The average woman cannot. So even as people are heading into hard times economically in the coming years, a lot of men are going to be thriving because they're the men who invested in crypto. There are men who are choosing, where men are just basically going to downsize. A man that doesn't have a wife and who doesn't have kids is going to basically be able to spend all of his money on himself, live far below his means, and live a simple life of luxury and comfort. He'll buy a cheap car. He'll buy a very cheap car, fix that up, and drive it around quite comfortably. Okay, he, a lot of guys give them a gaming PC, they're happy. Give them a PlayStation, they're happy. Not even a PlayStation 5. A lot of dudes are still on PlayStation 3. Do you know the kinds of things that some men are doing right now? For example, there's a lot of guys who will get a PlayStation 3, put an SSD in there loaded with all of the games that they want, all of the games that they like. Yeah, the emulation scene is big, but they'll basically get get a PlayStation 3, mod the PlayStation 3, load up all of the games that they want on there, hundreds of games, and that's it. And then they will just play games internally on their modded PlayStation 3. And that's how they live their lives. And there's some guys who are happy with even an Atari. This is how some men, Nintendo 64. There's a lot of men who sleep on the floor. Yes, the shout out to the floor gang. This is how a lot of these men live. So as times get harder, men who don't have children, don't have wives, don't have that responsibility, and they're going to basically, even a small amount of money goes much further. You cook your food at home. You don't have anyone to worry about. That's why so many men are dropping out of the workforce, because they're finding that if you don't have a wife or kids, you really only have to worry about keeping a roof over your head and food on the table. There's so many people who live in states right now, I know it's hard to believe, where they can still spend, where they can basically still afford to survive on just rent $500 a month and have a very low mortgage. A mortgage. They find a cheap house. They live in a crap state like Kansas, and I said it. And basically, they go and they find an affordable house. They put down a down payment, maybe a 30% down payment if they're able to, and they end up with a very low mortgage of, let's say, $500-$600 a month for a property that they now own. And they basically put everything in there that they want, a couch, a few pieces of furniture. And now they have their own house that's basically to themselves, and they have some land around it. So they have maybe an acre or two of land, and they're just chilling in there, enjoying themselves, relaxing, having a happy life, not really worrying about anyone else. And they have all their video games, everything they need. They have their car, that has good gas mileage. No woman is looking at their car, but guess what? A lot of men will glance at that car and say, that's an older car, but I wonder what kind of mileage they're getting on that. And they have all this free time that, they do day trading, they have they have investments in crypto, and it's like they're basically just, making money while they rest and while they chill. Some of these dudes worked like 20 years, like they were in the military or in the police. Guys, if you think you've missed the boat on Bitcoin, think again. The crypto world is exploding with new opportunities. And while Bitcoin has already made its millionaires, there's still a chance for you to get in early on the next big wave. I've put together an exclusive guide on 4 altcoins that could change the game and change your financial future. These aren't just hype coins. These are real projects with groundbreaking technology and massive upside potential. This is your chance to get in before they hit the mainstream. But listen, crypto isn't just about getting rich, it's about freedom. Freedom from traditional banks, freedom from government controlled money, and freedom to take back control of your life. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy. When you join the academy, you'll learn everything you need to know about cryptocurrency, how to buy, sell, and trade the right way, how to spot the coins that can truly take off, and how to use crypto to achieve real economic freedom. And here's the best part. When you subscribe, you'll get a free copy of my crypto blueprint. This is packed with valuable tips and strategies to help you get started, and it's yours just for joining. The link is in the description below. Don't wait around and miss another opportunity like Bitcoin. Those who act now will be the ones who win big. So if you're ready to take back control of your finances and start your journey to freedom, join Angry's Crypto Academy today. Let's make it happen. Or they were police officers, or there's certain jobs where all you have to do is just work 20 years, and like a lot of it's changed now and they've taken it away, but a lot of jobs before, you could, you would basically, you give them 20 years, they give you a pension. And there's some of my subscribers who, they're like, yeah, Angry, I was listening to your video while in bed. I just got out of bed and I'm going to be heading back. And it's like, what the hell are you talking about, bro? It's like morning. Like you just like, they're like, yeah, I just woke up, man. But I'm done. I'm done. I was in the military for 20 years. I'm like, bro, you're not 40 yet. I know. And I'm going right back to bed. That's how these men live. All right. They just lay around the house all day, eat, sleep, poop, and have a good time. And they don't care. They have no cares in the world. And here's the thing, a lot of men don't know. When you get to like your late 30s, usually your early 40s, there's a dip that occurs. And you don't really have the desire like you once did. Some guys are different, but a lot of men, for a lot of us, when you get to these ages, there's a huge dip, and suddenly you don't really need a relationship anymore the way that you did when you were younger. You don't need physical intimacy. It's a big change that a lot of men go through, and as a result, it's amazing. You basically become conditioned to just live on your own and to have some peace in your life. And women are not the same. They're going to be searching for a dude while acting like they don't care, while men are not going to be looking for anyone, and they're the ones who are going to find themselves living in extremely hard times and in tent city. And tent city is not the place to be.
Like, who are just very, not men who don't talk at all. No, I don't like that. But like, there's just something about a quiet, confident man that just knows when to speak, and it's just very attractive to me. Like, when they speak, you could just like be fixated on what they're saying, but they don't talk a lot. And yeah, I realized that he wasn't a chatterbox. I'll tell you that. The reason why I was attracted to him is because at first he gave off that vibe. Like, he gave off in public, he still gives off that vibe that he doesn't talk a lot. He's like chill. But then I guess like because we started getting closer. Yeah. But that wasn't the only thing. I could say a lot of things about that situation, but I'm always very mindful to not say too much because I never want the person that I was ever talking to or friends with to watch one of my videos and be like, she's talking about me. So I don't like doing that. I would go into more details, but it would be too obvious if the person watched the video. So with all these people except one blocked me. Long story. It really wasn't my fault, guys. I swear. I have never been blocked by a guy in my life. Ever. This man blocked me. And it really wasn't my fault. He literally told me that it was his fault and then blocked me. It was a very strange situation. I should have never been in that talking phase at all. But I learned a lot. Anyway, I was not heartbroken at all. That's the thing too. I have never been heartbroken from a talking stage. Maybe something is wrong with me. I have never felt sad, not once when a talking stage was over. Not once have I been sad because I always feel relieved every single time. So I don't know, maybe y'all could diagnose me, see if I have a problem. But I get along with everybody. That's the thing that I don't understand. I don't have beef with nobody. I get along with people. I'm very chill. It's just, I guess, when it comes to anything more than friends, I'm not really good with handling it, I guess. But my parents did say they may have raised me a little too good at staying away from boys. My dad just admitted that the other day, which was a very nice revelation. It was very cool for him to say that. I was like, wow. Because here's the thing. My hand's getting tired. Oh, Lord. I'm going to put this down for a second. Here's the thing. Is it this now? No. So my parents were like, I need to go on my knees. I'm tired. So my parents always raised me in a way where, like, there was no dating. There was going to be no boyfriend. There was none of that. My parents are pastors. It was very much like, you're going to school. I remember when I used to ask my dad, well, if I like a guy and he likes me and we find that out, what happens? He's like, you guys remain friends. I'm like, how on earth does that work? I've come to realize that what he said was actually very wise. He said, he's like, well, if you were like this is like in college, because he really did not want any of us dating in college until we graduated school. And he was like, well, this was in high school, sorry. He was like, well, if you ever find out that you like a guy and he likes you, and seeing that you're not allowed to date, he's like, just remain friends with that intention, like with that knowledge. And he's like, eventually, when the time is right, y'all could upgrade it. To me, that sounded like stupidity. I cannot lie. I was like, Dad, that is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, how am I going to be just chilling friends with someone that clearly likes me and I want to be with them and they want to be with me type thing? But now that I'm older, I see the wisdom in it. I've still never gotten into that situation, but yeah. So let's just round that segment to reason one, I guess, why I've been single for 28 years is I just know what I want. And if it's not what I want, then I don't believe in wasting people's time. I will never waste anybody's time. If I realize I do not like you, I am known as that girl. I will tell you straight up. I will tell you with love. I will tell you with kindness. But I will tell you that I don't like you. I don't believe in that whole wasting somebody's time just because they're treating you nice. And I've met some really, really, really nice guys. I can't lie. All my talk is stages, whatever you call it. Everyone that I've gotten to that point to is because they really showed me that they were very nice people. And I think I'm burning my fish. I think it's... One second. I'm sorry. One second. I just gotta make sure I'm not burning my fish. Oh, that's burnt. That is definitely burnt. But the inside, guys, I'm not trying to do with my coffee. Maybe I should edit this video and pause it. I will show you guys how this fish looks, but I have a friend. I have friends, but I have one friend in particular that if he sees this, he is never going to let me live this down, and I can't allow him to have this blackmail on me. I really want to show y'all what I did, but I can't because people never let me live this down. Ooh, yeah, burnt the fish, y'all. I'm gonna eat it though. It's not burnt to the point where you can't eat it anymore. It's overcharged. Let's just say like Chef Ramsay. It's not burnt, it's caramelized. I got carried away in my talking. I should have known better than to start filming this. I really want to show y'all because it's really funny, but I can't let myself go down like this. 2025, I cannot go into 2025 with blackmail from this specific friend because I know exactly who would do it. And if he's watching this, which I doubt he is, but if he is, he'll know who he is. And I'm not letting you see it. Anyway, where was I? So yeah, let's just say the first reason why I've been single for 28 years is because I know what I want and I won't waste anybody's time. If I don't like you, I don't like you. I'm not going to force myself to like you in that way. We can be friends though. But I have enough friends. Moving on, I'm having fun with this because it's really not that deep. Oh, by the way, let me clarify something with y'all. For those of you guys who watch my short form content, please understand that when I make dating videos, okay, or make videos about dating, it is not reflecting, it's a 99.999% chance it is not reflecting a current situation I'm in. Like, I'm just acting it out because it came in my head. It's something that I could have done but didn't do. Or, yeah. That I'm gonna say for myself, girl, she exists. And trust me, I've had one solid, hard, I'm gonna see for myself with a guy relationship type, not relationship, but situation. A moment of silence for that stupidity. Amen. Okay. Woo, child. Anyway, so I've had one very crazy, I'm gonna see for myself person that I dealt with, but it didn't move very far. And yeah, if I'm making my videos, guys, I promise I'm not doing it over and over again with multiple men. I am recreating that one person every single time. And if I'm not recreating my situation, it's someone else. So please, I see some people like sincerely in the comments really think I'm like this. And I'm like, I promise I'm home 97% of the time. I am home. I do not go outside. And I don't be talking to people in my DMs. Just to clarify. I'm a very like reserved introvert. It's just me and my camera at home. And then when I leave, I go to my parents' house. That's it. And then the only other place I go out is to dance class. And then church. Those are the 4 places I am. Home, my other home, church, dance class. That's all I do. Anyway, just had to clarify that. So guys, don't panic when I have those I'm gonna see for myself videos. I promise I'm not going around being stupid. But have I been stupid? Yes. 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 I admit that. And lessons have been learned, and I'm still learning. But, you know, trauma. Anyway, so I would say the second reason, oh yeah, I kind of moved off of what I was saying. I don't have ADHD, right, guys? This does not qualify as ADHD. My mind is 10 different places. Back on track. I would say the other reason, like I was saying, was with my parents, right? It was like no dating, nothing like that. And then fast forward now to I am 28 years old, and they're like, you can get married now. And I'm like, I'm definitely at the age to get married, but where was I supposed to find somebody? I wasn't allowed to date. What on earth I know about dating? Like, what do I really know about dating? All I knew, and it's so funny because when you have something constantly put in your head, like, okay, stay away from guys, stay away from boys, stay away from boys, eventually when you realize that you actually have the freedom to talk to them, it doesn't click very quickly. It doesn't come, like, honestly, I would say, believe it or not, I'm not exaggerating. Last year was probably the first year I realized, oh, I can date. Like, it was, I don't know how to explain it, but it's because, like, you grew up with this thing in your head, like, no dating, no sex before marriage, no this, no that. So it's like, that's all in your head. So you're kind of just, like, programmed to, like, stay away from men, if that makes sense. So I'm like, it's kind of like being a student. You're always going to school. You're going to school, and someone's always telling you what to do. Your teacher's telling you what to do, when to do it, when to bring it in, how to do it. Like, you're being told what to do. So you're just in that kind of robotic mode of, okay, I go to school and I do this. And then when you graduate, especially if you're not going to work for somebody, but you're an entrepreneur as myself, like you're working for yourself, you hit this block of confusion and you're just like, what do I do now? Because no one is telling me what to do. So it's like this new world of like, what on earth do I do? That was the hardest, like, I would say, part of my journey of becoming an entrepreneur and my own boss, was the fact that nobody told me what time to wake up. Nobody told me when I had to hand in an assignment. Nobody told me what to do. I felt so lost. So I'm kind of comparing that to like always being told no boys, no dating, no this, no that, no kissing, no holding of the hands, none of that. Like, stay away, cooties, adultery, fornication, sin, Sodom and Gomorrah. And then, boop, you can date now. And it's just like, no, not date. Sorry. My dad doesn't even like the word date. Ask him. My dad does not like the word date. Marry, okay? Boop, you can get married now. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm sincerely in a place where I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to be running away from you. And now I gotta be approaching ninjas. Like, bruh, nah, I'm not doing that. So that's probably, I just thought of that. Wow, that's probably one of my, look at y'all being my therapist. So that's another reason. Like, I sincerely, like, I promise you it was just last year. Because I used to talk about it. I used to talk big talk. Like, yeah, I remember when I was in Cosmo, I had my first boyfriend, knowing good and well I couldn't. And then adulthood, then life hits. And I'm like, I'm not thinking about a man at all. But obviously when you get around your girls, you talking, oh, yes, we want this, we want that. But then after you leave that conversation with your girls, that's it. I'm actually going to go out there and find one. No. We were just talking our mess. We were just talking our smack. Talking about we gonna do this and do that and find this and get the man of our dreams. And then, no, when I leave that girls' night, I'm going back to my single behind. I'm going back to work. So that realization really hit me last year. So that was really funny. Really, really funny. I even spoke to my sister about it. I'm like, wow, Lisa, like, we can get married and no one would frown upon it. Like, I can bring a whole man to my parents' house. Y'all understand? Do you understand what that means? That is weird. Like, I can bring a member of the male species to my parents' home, and they will not blink an eye. They will be like, oh, who's this? That's weird to me. Very strange, because that's not how it was for 90% of my life so far. Another reason I would say is because, this one is solid. This one hits hard because I'm really trying to be delivered from it. I moved out on my own and I live by myself. And the reason why I say that is problematic is because I don't know how I'm going to live with another human being. In my face? Oh my gosh, guys, I'm in my apartment right now. I'm in my apartment. I am free. Look, I could yell. I could walk up the stairs. I could drop it like it's hot. I can do whatever I want. See all this? This is my house, my office, this is my walk-in closet. Look. When I put this dish in the sink, I'm gonna wash it tonight and I'm gonna put it away. And nobody is gonna put another dish. Look, when I put this, I could take this, I could put this right here. And when I come back tomorrow, it's gonna be right here. How am I gonna, guys, I love my space. I'm sincerely like, I love my space. How am I gonna do it, guys? That's another thing. I really love my space. Like I could pick, you know, the funny thing is, anytime I think about it, I'm like, oh, it'd be cute having a boyfriend. You can come sit on my couch, we can watch a movie, and then he could leave. Then he could leave. And then he could text me, oh, I miss you. And I could be like, oh, I miss you too. Come back tomorrow. But he leaves. And then if he pisses me off, I could be like, well, the door is there. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll leave. You can't do that in a marriage. And the goal is marriage. I ain't living with no man. So, shoot. I'm asking for deliverance with that one. I feel like if you live by yourself, you probably know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like my parents don't live far from here, and my siblings. If I ever get bored or like a little alone, all I have to do is get up, go in my car, drive to my parents' house, chill there for as long as I want, and then when I'm ready for my alone time, I come right back. I come back. Anyway, I made. Oh, I shouldn't show you guys that. I'll show you after. I was speaking with my mom. My brain really is all over the place. Lord help me to stay focused. I really hope this video makes sense because I've been talking. And anyway, I think y'all know me by now and you guys understand me. So y'all in my village.
I mean, even the girl that we just watched, what did she say? Like by 8th grade, she was making out with her with her friends, with the guy's friend that she liked. Like, and obviously she had to have known that he liked her back a little bit, but she just did not care. Like this is how modern women operate. Okay. And then they end up having these massive rosters and try to play it off. Like if you get into a relationship with a woman in Western society today, just assume that she has a body count. Don't even try to like dance around it. Don't even try to act like, oh, maybe it's going to be different with her. No, just assume she has a body count. Because every modern woman today has a body count. Every woman out there today has a body count. They all do. And so many men, they don't want to hear it. They're too afraid to hear it. And then they're confronted with it. And then they're forced to accept it when it's right there in their face. A lot of girls, by the time they're 20 years old, they already have a body count that's, in the double digits at the bare minimum. Bare minimum, double digits, okay? It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And then by the time they're in their 30s, they have a body count that's in the triple digits. And it's like, it's insane how they operate and how they think. And men are basically told that this is what you're supposed to go and get into a relationship with, what you're supposed to put yourself into. It's crazy because all of these women end up with all of this baggage, all of this trauma that they take from these other relationships with men who never even like them or care about them. And now they're going to put all of that on men who honestly often don't even have a lot of have not had a lot of relationships themselves and don't even have a lot of experience. And they're going to be blamed for every bad thing that she's gone through and she's experienced in other relationships, while at the same time being judged against every man that these women have been with previously. And if they can't measure up in one way or another, then they're out. If you're constantly if you have to constantly try to make her happy, you can never make her happy. A woman either likes you or she doesn't like you. When Soraya married her, she met her dude and she got into a relationship with her dude and she ended up marrying her dude. She liked that man. She wanted that man. This guy was an average dude. Average dude. He was not a wealthy dude. She decided that she wanted this dude. She made that choice. And it just comes down to if a woman chooses to be happy with what she has. It's literally a choice. Modern women, on the other hand, they've been taught that there will always be other men and they will always have options and they're not supposed to chase men. Men will just come to them and men are supposed to be there to worship them and serve them and give them whatever they want. And if they don't get it, then they're going to have to go. They need to deal with that man. That's how they think. And then they wonder why so many men are choosing to opt out of dating relationships and focus on themselves and their own happiness.
So I was talking to my mom, and she put me in contact with one of her prayer partners, and she's such an amazing woman. I just met her once through the phone, and I really just loved her vibe. I loved her spirit. She was so nice. And she's like very prophetic, a real like woman of God. And my mom doesn't have a lot of friends, but like that is one woman that my mom actually considers a friend, and I'm like, I could see why. She's such a nice woman. So we're talking, and she's like, if there's anything, like, just if you're ever going through anything, you need a prayer partner, anything, she's like, just call me. She's like, it doesn't matter what it is. And I'm like, thank you. There's not a lot of people that tell me that, and I actually feel like I could actually call them. And then she was talking to me, and she was like, by the way, Ariel, she's like, how old are you again? I'm like, I'm 28. She's like, oh, wow. And then, oh, it's my rice. My brain kind of went into a little panic. I thought a fire was happening for whatever reason. Anyway, so y'all heard the beep, right? Okay, focus. So I was like, yeah, 28. She's like, okay. So she's like, you're at the age to get married, like no rush. She's like, no pressure, but I'm curious. She's like, did you ever write down no, she's like, did you ever ask God for what you want in a man? And I was like, not really. Like, I've had like general comments, kind of like, oh God, please send me a man like this, or like, just in general, like if I see a guy do something very nice for his wife, I'm like, oh Lord, yes, send me that, like send that my way, something like that, because you never know what's really going on behind closed doors. But like just little things like that. And she's like, girl, she's like, you need to write down exactly what you're looking for in a man, in a husband. She's like, and she's like, be radically specific. She's like, be extremely specific. And I was like, really? And I was like, I mean, I've heard girls doing that, but I can't lie. I'm like, I always thought it was kind of lame. Guys, don't judge me. I don't know why I thought that. There's nothing lame about it, but I'm lame for thinking that it was lame. So I was like, I just always thought it was lame, so I just didn't do it. I felt like it was like corny, so I just never wanted to do it. It's like, who does that? Ask God for a specific man? Ew. Yeah, I was lame for saying that, for thinking that way. And she was like, no, she's like, I did that at a very, well, I don't know if she was very young. Yeah, she said she did it in her teens, and she's like, God sent her exactly what she was looking for. She was even saying like, listen, my husband, he's texting me right now. She's like, one of the things I asked her was a very affectionate man, and she's like, he checks up on me all the time. He calls me throughout the day just to say I love you. Da, da, da. She's like, they've been married for years, and they have kids, and she's like, he's the sweetest man alive. Anything he would do, he does anything and everything for her. And this is the funny part. This is why I'm telling y'all this story. Well, one of the reasons. She was like, but Ariel, I want you to make sure you also write down physically what she's like, write down physically what you want too. Like, God listens to that part too. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm glad she said it, because I was afraid that it'd be a little too vain to say like what I want in a man physically. And she's like, no, because in all my writing, she's like, I didn't mention that I wanted a tall man. And she's like, you know what I got? I was like, what'd you get? She said, I got a short man. And she's like, her daughter always teases her and is like, Mom, why didn't you ask for a tall man? Like, she's like, because she always shares a testimony. And she's like, look, I'm not complaining. She's like, I love him to death. She's like, I'm never going to leave him. But, she's like, if you want a tall guy, she's like, please write it down. She said, be very specific. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that, because I know one thing about my God. I love him. But man, oh man, he got a sense of humor.
Telling y'all, women don't take accountability for anything. They want men who don't want to be in relationships with them. They want the guys who don't want them. And then when things don't work out, they blame everyone else, including God. That's how they operate. That's why many of them are going to find themselves, as times get rougher, living in their cars, living in shelters, living in the streets, living in the woods, having to go hang out with Yogi and Boo Boo and see how that works out with them. They said they would rather have the bear over a man, and now they're going to get to see what that really is like. What do you guys think? Women are scared because the rent is due, hard times are here, and there's no way of them surviving without a man, because cutbacks are coming. Elon is not playing around. All of those programs are going to be gone, and Trump's not playing games, guys. And then of course there's Project 2025, and they're just, guys, 2025, the right 2025 MAGA is going to paint the town red. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWAM and walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.